Hi, Rocky. How are you? And compliments of the season to you.
Hi, Siddharth. Thank you and compliments of the season to you. I wish you everything of the best. And I'd like to say from the very onset, thank you for having me here again. It's always nice sharing this space with you.
Likewise, I really enjoyed our chat the last time, and I'm really honored to have you because I know you're so busy, and I'm so happy you could actually make time for me again.
Now, you're most welcome. I'm sorry. I know that I've postponed it a few times.
No
It was
worries.
a timing issue. But from what I remember, I think our last interview was quite a popular one. So let's see what unfolds here.
True. All right. To catch up, to start the ball rolling, what has been the biggest personal or spiritual shift for you since our last conversation?
I would say there's been a couple of.
Hmm.
Um, on a spiritual level, I think that I'm learning one very important thing, and that's the realization that absolutely nothing is in my control.
Okay.
And I'm finding that as a great comfort. So there's been this practice of surrender that's been happening since surrendering everything to the universe. That which I can handle, that which I can't handle, I've just been surrendering it. And from that, I realize and have been observing how I am being taken care of, how my needs are being taken care of, how everything around me is being taken care of. So, with that, it's also been the art of letting go, but on a
Wow.
very not a conscious level, just allowing this process to happen. So the art of letting go of things and the art of letting go of people as well, that no longer adds to your karmic growth, I would say. So yeah, there's been lots of little revelations since I spoke to you, and it's been a very beautiful journey thus far.
Lovely. Uh, how has the art of living practice deepened or evolved in the past few months?
Oh, that has been very significant. Um, I've spent quite a lot of time with Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar last year.
Wow.
And in that time, I've done a number of advanced courses with him. And these courses are designed to take you very deep within yourself
Okay.
and really give you I wouldn't even use the word glimpse, but you really get the reality of who you are. And it's shedded all the labels that I have on myself, the concepts that I have about myself. And also, it's starting to shed the labels that I have of other people, the concepts I have of other people as well. And I'm finding this really nice because I'm getting to now meet people, and the first thing that goes is that judgment about them. And I'm seeing, really looking at that light within them, the divinity within them. What is it, what is it that's common between the two of us? And that's that one light, one divinity. And it just makes it all the more easy and comfortable to actually relate to people now, by removing those concepts and ideas, that we have. So these practices that I've been doing for the last maybe 6 months now has really taught me that, and many other things. One of which is I'm finding that I find myself more centered, more focused, more determined. Things don't get to me as they
Mm,
would have.
okay.
Uh, it's a lovely feeling to actually not let people bother you, or ideas bother you, or situations that bother you. And I'm finding myself smiling a lot more, that as I was unable to do in the last recent years. And just the ability to want to give, want to give more back, into society, everything that I've gained. I've also learned a lot of gratitude in the last year, and how important it is to be grateful for everything that you have in your
Yeah,
life, people that you have, whatever you've been given. And with this gratitude, I see nothing but abundance that comes with it. So I really like this practice of gratitude.
that's beautiful. What new insights have you gained through meditation or breathwork recently?
You know, the one thing I have learned, and this is over a period of 25 years, is that there is nothing out there aside from meditation and the breath that can give you true joy. Nothing.
Wow.
It is only in meditation that you can experience bliss. Meditation eliminates latent impressions from the consciousness, and not just the of this lifetime, of so many different lifetimes. So you become lighter, you become happier, you become more natural. There's so many benefits to it. And the one important thing is you're happy without any reason. And this is really the objective. Our happiness is always attached to something or someone. And we always tend to postpone our happiness to somewhere in the future. I will be happy when I get this, I get a better job, I get married, I get into college, I get into a better car, a better home, etc., etc. And when we start realizing that my happiness is not actually dependent on any of these things, that is what true happiness is. And this can only be achieved through meditation and attention to the breath. Because, I mentioned this in the last interview, I'm sure I did, that the breath is the link between the mind and the emotions. So when you start attending to your breath, you are able to manage your mind and your emotions. And wouldn't that be a wonderful thing that you can have control over your own mind and say over your own mind and say over your own emotions? That when you're in a situation out there, you're not just reacting, you are acting. I want to give you an example, and I don't,
Oh,
I haven't gotten permission for this, but I just want to use it. Recently,
mhm.
we were away, and my son found himself in a life-threatening situation,
Oh,
and he practices meditation every day. He practices Sudarshan Kriya every day for a few years now, and he handled the situation with such centeredness. He was so calm, and he got out of it. He got out of it untouched, unscathed, and managed to save a few lives at the same time. And he came to me and he said, if it wasn't for the practices, if it wasn't for the meditation, the event would have turned out differently. The outcome would have turned out differently. And I had absolute faith and confidence that that's exactly it. It is the practices that helped. And I see it in my life. My son sees it in his. People out there who practice meditation regularly see the difference in their life too. So, my advice to
mhm.
everyone out there, learn how to meditate if you want to be truly happy.
Awesome. How have your recent experiences influenced the direction of Sanskar Productions?
Oh, in so many ways, I find that when you're able to relate to yourself in a certain way, then you are able to relate to people in that same way. When you're kind to yourself, then that kindness shows outside to people that you are with. And this is what I'm finding more and more within the Sanskar environment, within the music world itself, is that when you're out there and you are natural and you are authentic, the next person can pick up that authenticity, that happiness, that joy, that enthusiasm. And, it's like one light can lit another light. But you need to experience that in order to do that for another person. So, this is the influence now of this knowledge that is coming and translating through the music. And the transformation happens very beautifully because it's not just you as a singer that's being transformed or the musicians that are being transformed, but it is one that's listening to you, the audience that is listening to you, that is also feeling that. Can you imagine when you're going out there and you're so somber and miserable
Mm.
and you're singing a love song? How does that translate to your audience? It's
Mm.
not a good experience. As opposed to if you're happy and you're enthusiastic and natural, it translates to your audience as well. So these practices teach you to be natural in any given environment. I'm just very fortunate that it's able to help me and it's given me these tools to use in my music.
Awesome. What current project or idea is bringing you the most joy or inspiration right now?
There's a couple of projects
Hmm.
because I work within the art of living environment and also Sanskar Productions.
Okay.
Sanskar Productions is my little baby, my third child, I call it.
Wow.
And it's now come from its infancy stage and it's now become a lovely toddler, which still requires a lot of attention. And I work very hard at creating an awareness of what it is that we do. But the wonderful thing is, I also have no idea of
Hmm.
what it's going to look like. So the excitement is to actually be in the moment with it and let it unfold naturally. And I'm really liking how it is unfolding. The relationships that we're creating as we go along, that is the most important thing to me. It's not even about the singing, but it's really about the relationships that we make with people as we go along. So we have a number of projects that we're working with. I'm also very fortunate that I have a wonderful team of
Hmm.
people that I work with, and I'm definitely mentioning their names here today. They are such avid musicians and singers, and they've been in the industry for so many years and thus have become mentors and guides and very good friends. Avesh Ramsankar is our band leader who's got over 30 years of experience in this field and plays an
Wow.
extremely integral role in shaping Sanskar to what it is in its toddler phase. Then we have Deepak Patel, who's got about 40 years of experience of singing on stage in different bands, and he brings along such a wealth of experience, mentorship, guidance. Then we have Sujit Singh, who is just an absolute all rounder. He plays so many different instruments and such a wonderful, jovial human being. And then we have Nitin Vital, who's our young guitarist and also learning as he goes along and has been striking some beautiful chords and creating some amazing music. And incidentally, there's a the thing that brought us all together to create Sanskar was uh, loss. We all have experienced great loss in our lives, each one of us, whether it was a death or a divorce, whatever.
Mm.
But we all came together through common loss, and we decided the way to heal is through one of the ways to heal is through music.
Mm.
And with that passion and dedication, we started this whole band called Sanskar Productions. So it's one of the projects that I'm very, very, my heart is very much in it. And I'd like to see it grow monumentally. And I'd like, as many people to be a part of it as possible. Um, the other things that I'm working on is I've become a advanced meditation teacher, and
Okay.
so I'm looking forward to teaching these type of courses to teach people advanced meditation and take them through very deep processes and silence and where they can experience that true bliss. So watch out for that. That will be coming out very, very soon. And yeah, this is some of the things I'm working on right now.
Lovely. What challenges have you been navigating lately, and how have you stayed grounded through them?
I think my biggest challenge for some time now has been people.
Okay.
And the people being meaning that the one thing that keeps coming to my head over and over again is really, everybody's watching you. Everybody's watching how you behave. Everybody's
Mm,
watching your next move, and what they say and how they perceive you, etc., etc. And so when I say people, I mean that I've now come to the understanding that it's okay, let everyone have their own perceptions. It's okay, let everyone have their own opinions. It shouldn't matter what anybody
mm,
actually thinks. Whether they think you're an angel, that's okay. Or whether they think you're a fool, that's also okay. Um, I'm learning to remain equanimous through this process and say, it's fine. Everyone is entitled to having an opinion. I find that you more and more you're coming into the public eye, the more and more attention is on one. And I laugh the stories I hear now. I laugh at how I've been scandalized through death in my own process of grief, how I was scandalized and the things people said about me and how they dragged me down and other people within my circle as well. And 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 I and I watched myself through this process and said, "Mm-mm, you will not affect me in any way. I will remain untouched by it." Because what is an opinion anyway? It's just
yeah.
lasts for less than 2 minutes, and then an opinion changes again. So, and that is not who you are anyway. Whatever anyone says, it's fine. Give them freedom to think and say whatever they want to. One has to be true to oneself. And this is
Mm,
one thing I'm learning: be true to yourself, and nothing else matters. As long as your intentions are good, your heart is pure, and your actions are sincere, nothing else matters. Because then there's a divine, that is taking care of you and that is protecting you through entire process, and that is also dictating how life should be. So I'm taking all my challenges now and I'm surrendering it and say, you brought it, you take it and you handle it, and you give me the strength to handle these things. And so I'm giving myself a pat on the shoulder for this, because I've watched myself in action.
mm,
And more and more and more, I'm not allowing the ones that the chattering minds to get to me. So, yeah. And again, it's these processes, it's the meditation that really help you become more and more centered. Because this is what everybody worries about, in life. What will
mm,
people say? And really, kuch to log kahenge, logo ka kaam kehna hi hai. It is their nature to talk. So
mm.
let's talk.
I, I guess it comes down to mind over matter and believing in karma. Especially if you haven't done anything wrong, karma will sort it out.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody has their own cross to bear. It's very true what you're saying. So, and I also have realized that I don't want to create more karma by
Mm,
indulging in these things. Um, I find it very the very low level of maturity when you actually have to go and talk about another human being
true.
and bring them down.
Mm,
It takes so much of energy to bring another human being down. We should be spending time uplifting ourselves and others too, to immeasurable heights, because that's what our potential is. But what the mind does, it goes and it wants to bring people down. And then, furthermore, what it does, it wants to look for allies. So then you go and you speak to this one, you speak to that one, and they all agree with you. And then everyone's having this whole entire scandal gossiping session, not realizing that when you do that, you are taking on that karma of that person all the bad karma is coming to you. So
True.
when you talk ill, when you gossip, you are taking on people's bad karma. When you praise them, when you uplift them, you are taking their good karma. So you have to decide in your mind, what is it that I want here? Do I want to do I want to take people's bad karma? I don't think so. So it should be a practice, we should learn to uplift each other. And this is something I'm learning to practice to do in my life now. That come what may, I don't want to hear anything negative about another human being.
Wow, that's really profound. What's one message or teaching that has been particularly meaningful to you lately?
You know, I would say there's a couple of,
Hmm.
but the one thing is, and it's been really helping me as well, is that just this realization that life is very short.
Mm,
It's all very temporary. At any given time, we are going to exit this world. And how would you want to go? Would you want to go as a happy, miserable, happy person or a miserable person? And I keep saying to myself, no, I don't want to go as a miserable person. I want to go as a happy, harmonious person, which means I want to have harmony with everything around me. And I know it's not always possible because, we live in a world of opposites and opposites do exist. But it's about not letting that opposite get to you and still not letting anything shake your happiness. And that is the realization that, life is so short. Do I really actively want to pursue something that's so petty? Or do I really want to learn about this eternal life? Because at the same time, life is eternal. So the highest truth. And I would
mhm.
definitely opt for that. So my message out there is life is short. Accept people as they are. you know we can't change anybody. We
That's true.
can't change but we can change how we perceive things. We can change how we apply ourselves out there. We can choose to be kind. We can choose to be happy, and choose happiness.
Lovely. How do you continue balancing personal life, service, and creative work in a healthy way?
Yeah, life tends to pile up, hey? My guru once said to me, I asked him this very question: how do I find this balance in my life? And he gave me a very beautiful answer. He said to me, it's like riding a bicycle. If you find yourself
Wow.
going too much to the left, just
Hmm.
come back to the center. If you find yourself going too much to the right, just come back to the center. So that is exactly what I do. If I find there's too much going on there and I'm not coping, come back to center. And I'm very fortunate. I'm one of the very fortunate people that has a live master in my life that can give me the direct guidance. And so a lot of the questions that I have, he gives me my answers to, and I see that manifesting in my life. So it's really nice to have a true friend like that in life.
Awesome. Before I get to my last two questions, there's actually a comment question here for you. Are you okay if I actually ask it to you now?
Yeah, sure.
All right. This is from Resh Jitan. Hi, Rocky. Good to have you back. How receptive were the prisoners towards the art of spirituality?
Hi, Resh Chitan. Oh, I remember you from the last time. I hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. How receptive were the prisoners towards the art of living? Ah, yeah, extremely. Uh, it's one of our very successful programs that we run in the prisons, and we run them in high maximum prisons, in all prisons, but high maximum prisons where they are lifers there. Lifers meaning they've got life sentences, and we're talking about hardcore crimes.
Oh,
So
okay.
when you get into the prison environment, the one thing is I've experienced that our courses are extremely full. we'll have over 100 students coming for our classes, and they have
Mhm.
truly seen the benefits of it. So a few years ago, ENCA did a little documentary at Groenpunt prison, and what the prison had feedback they had given in the study they had done, that in the practices that they were doing, for 6 months there was no gang related violence within the prison. And this gang related violence is a very common thing in a prison environment. And they found that the inmates were calmer, they were friendlier towards each other. A lot of them even reported they were able to sleep better at night. Some of them couldn't even recognize that it was them who had committed such heinous crimes. And so the rehabilitation does take place. It's just one or two processes that are incomplete that we need to do afterwards. But we see such benefits with our programs in the prison environment. And, the thing is, again, if you look at a person that is violent or is aggressive, and you look deeper within that, no one has taught that person how to manage their mind. No one has taught that person how to manage their emotions. And hence, this type of behaviors happen. So we need to correct that. We need to, if we don't correct that, then the cycle just continues. It's a vicious cycle. And you see that. You see that in a prison environment, statistically speaking, 80% of, inmates that come out of prison will once again commit these crimes or a crime. So that type of rehabilitation is very, very important. And again, with breath work, with meditation, we're seeing some phenomenal results. So, yeah, I wish that we could show more of it. We're not able to really show footage on some of the work because of the safety protocol in that
Okay.
environment. But we do do a lot of write-ups about it, and wherever we do have the footage as well. So yeah, I mean, it would be nice for people to get involved, and we need more and more people to get involved. So because we need to work together to create a shift in consciousness, especially in this type of environment. Yeah.
All right. We also wishes you back. Thank you,
Thank you.
Rocky. All the best for the year. Wishing you abundance and prosperity.
Same
Uh,
to you. All the blessings and love.
All right. Continuing on the prison side of things, can you share one powerful experience from your prison work that continues to stay with you?
I think it's the transformation that you see before and after. When you walk into that environment, you can't relate to the person. They're just not even human. After they go through the process, and then we don't even talk to them for 5 days. We're just process oriented, going through meditation, going through Sudarshan Kriya, whatever we need to do with them. So we don't even talk to them, but we go through a number of processes, and through that, a lot of stresses come out, lots of toxins come out from the system. And by the last day, you see such a transformed human being, more human. The facial features are softer. The aura, the everything is just softer. It's calmer. And then, you can actually have a conversation. But at first, when you there, there's such a marked difference between before and the after look. And this is something I've experienced every time I've taught a course there. Well, that's not only in the prison, it's everywhere, whether it's in a community, whether it's I'm doing it in a yoga studio. Anyway, there's a difference when somebody walks in and when somebody leaves the course. There's a marked difference in their face, in their you could just see it. They're just happier, they're lighter, the prana levels are higher. It's a very good vibe. So I don't know, Siddharth, if you've done any of our courses, but if you haven't, it's time for you to come and experience what I'm talking about. Because they really
Awesome.
work.
Finally, how did it feel to receive recognition through your recent awards, and what do they mean to you?
Oh, I have to be honest and confess the
Mhm,
accolades don't really mean, it's not a means. Uh, it's nice being recognized uh, for the good work that we're doing. But I think for
mhm,
me, I use it as a means, meaning that, it creates credibility for the type of work that we're doing out there, for the message that we want to create. So when people see, okay, they've received these awards and this type of accolades and et cetera, they take you more seriously. So I'm very appreciative of that there are people out there that recognize and appreciate the work we're doing, both in the service industry and both in the music industry as well. It's very nice. It's very, there's a lot of gratitude that we feel because it's hard work. We put a lot of effort into it. And really, when you're doing seva out there, you're not expecting cameras to be following you or somebody to run and give you a trophy for it because that's not the reason why you're doing it. And if you are doing it for that reason, then it really it defeats the purpose of doing seva.
true.
But it's really used as a means to get out there. And it helps with getting funding, it helps with networking. There's so many doors it opens. So I'm very grateful for that, and to all those people out there that have the same thinking, I'm very grateful to you all. And keep doing this, keep recognizing the work that people do, and give them that accolade. I think it's very inspiring, it's motivating, and it also creates a sense of commitment, that, hey, I'm doing something right here. So yeah.
All I gotta say, thanks so much for your time once again, and look forward to the next one.
Yes, definitely. And next one, I promise to sing you a song. So thank you very much, Siddharth.
Okay,
You're doing a great job, and I wish you all the best in your endeavors,
thank you.
and many blessings to you as well. And thanks once again for having me here.
Likewise. Thank you.